Hey, Mike Brandenstein with the Worship Bass Workshop, recording for Jellynote. First video of 2017. Happy New Year, everyone. To launch the new year, we're going to do a bass tutorial on Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits. So go get your bass, come on back, and let's learn this. Okay, a couple things I want to cover as we get into this song. The first thing is just some of the notation or some of the notes on the tabs themselves, because there are a few symbols you might not have seen before, and or just might need to be reminded what they are sometimes. So there are times I'll be reading something I forget, so this may help you out, I hope. The first one is an X. You see that on the, let me see if I can get that close enough to, there we go. That X next in between the two fives and after the fives, in between the fives actually. That's simply a ghost note. Now for those of you who aren't familiar with what a ghost note is, it's simply a kind of a percussive note that you're playing by damping the string, by just touching the string. Almost like how you're playing a harmonic, but you really don't want that harmonic sound. You just want a dead kind of sound. That's really a nice ghost note there. So the way this would be played for the intro would be this. Okay? Okay? So you're not playing, you're playing. And you got to kind of feel around for how you can, playing ghost notes is just a matter of feel and just a matter of practicing to get the feel for that. So when you're playing them fast, even if you're hitting the harmonic, you're not going to hear it much. So you see, you're really not hearing that harmonic, even though if I laid on it, you're going to hear some kind of harmonic. So that's the first symbol. The second one is going to be in measure 21. And that is a, let's see if we get that close enough there. There we go. You see in between the 3 and the 5 on that measure 21 next to my notes there. That 3 and the 5, you got an H with a little tie in between the note. That's simply that H is hammer on. Okay? So we're going 3 and 5, and that is the first string or fourth string. So what that looks like is simply this. So you pluck once. So you pluck once on 3, fretting 3, and then you fret 5 hard so that you can actually get the note out of just the fret. It's called a hammer on. So you're kind of hammering on with your finger. Okay. Next is, last one I want to look at here is measure 27. And that would be in between the 1 and the 3 there. See if I can get this close enough. There we go. In between the 1 and the 3, you see what looks like it's a slash. It's a slash going low from the 1 and high on the 3. I'm sorry for my shaky hand there. But what that is, that's simply a slide from one to the other. So if we are on that string, which is the second string, we're going from the B flat to the C, it would look like this. Pluck, slide. Okay? Pluck, slide. That's how that would be. So we have a ghost note, we have a hammer on, and we have a slide, okay? And those are notated ghost note by the X, hammer on by the tie with the H, and then the slide with the slash. So, okay, let's get on with the song now. Okay, for the intro of this song, you're going to be working with the 5th fret of the A string, which is a D, and then you're going to be working with the 3rd fret of the A string, and then the 5th fret of the E string, which is an A. So you're working with these notes, D, C, A, C, D. That's the intro. It's about, I think, 4 to 8 measures, something like that. And so the way we're working that, and we also have some ghost notes we're putting in there as we covered earlier. So it's, so you're playing D, ghost D, D. Okay, then the 3, 5, 3. So this is how it looks. Okay, in real time it would be pretty close to this. Okay? All right, then we get into the verse with the singing starts. And the way that works is you're playing the D on the 5th fret of the A string, and then you go from it goes 5, 3, 3, 1, 1, 5th fret of the A string. You could also play that. It's really easier to play with an open A, so it'd be like this. Oops. 5, 3, 3, 1, 1, open. But you can play it on, you know, on this 5th fret as well. Just for ease of fingering and not having to shift your hand quickly, that works as well. So notice you're hitting these on the downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you're hitting those changes. The changes are when we go to the 3 and we go to the 1. So okay, so just pay attention to that, because when we get into the second part of the verse, you're going to focus on the upbeat. When we go to the 3rd fret of the D string, which is an F, that's an F note. When we go okay, so we're playing the second part of that verse with an upbeat. So the way it would go is like this. Okay, then we go to the D again. Then we go to the F, or the 3rd fret of that D string. So we're going 1. So we hit it on 1. And that second hit is on the upbeat. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we go to the 3rd fret of the A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and then to the 1st fret of the A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then back to the downbeat. I'm sorry. Okay, so we go from that 5th fret of the A string and to the 1st fret of the A string to the 3rd fret of the A string. So what you'll notice here is there is a repetitive pattern, just like a lot of the songs we've looked at. And what I want you to really pay attention to is how these notes are attacked, the beat that you are emphasizing on these notes. So the only place you're really emphasizing this upbeat or this and is in that second part of the verse when we go to that 3rd fret of the D string. Okay, and then we go to the downbeat. There's still going to be upbeats throughout. You're going to be hitting these notes on various upbeats, but just notice the change in the feel. And another thing you could do is just don't play through the song, but just listen. Listen to how the kick drum is attacking at different parts of the song, how it's hitting, where it's landing, and you want to land your bass notes at the same place. So just kind of take a listen to that. Okay. Next, we have the turnaround, what I call the turnaround, and that is kind of the intro sound, or with the kind of the signature guitar lick of this tune. The ba-na-down, da-da-down, bam, bam. Okay, so the bass at that point will go. Okay. So the bass is going to go with the guitar in those changes there. It's going to go from the 5th fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret of all the A strings. So again, and then you do this little lick here, okay, which is really just 1st fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret of the A string, back to the 3rd fret of the E string. So 1st fret of the E string. On the E string, we're doing 1, 3, then 1st fret of the A string, then 3rd fret of the E string, and then the 1st fret of the A string again. So in real time, it would be. Okay, then we end on that C note on the 3rd fret of the A string. Again. Okay, that's how that part goes. Now, this is about a 5-minute, almost a 6-minute song. So you're repeating these patterns almost uniformly throughout the song, but there will be a few little changes. That's something you're really going to have to listen to get that feel. Last thing I'm going to look at here is the last solo. You have 2 different solos. This last solo is about the 5-minute mark, and what you're hitting is he does this during this part. Okay, what the bass is doing here is, okay, so what you're doing is you're starting on the D string and you're going to the 5th fret, or I'm sorry, in the A string, 5th fret, and you're going 5, 5, and 7th fret of the D string, 5th fret of the D string, 3rd fret of the D string, and then sliding down to the 1st fret of the A string. It'll sound like this. Okay? Yeah, that's got to be on the downbeat. Okay, so you're gonna end up changing back to that that little run we did earlier. Okay, best thing to do there would be start on with your index finger on that 5th fret of the A string. Okay. So it's a lot of movement. There's a lot of movement going on, a little more than some of these other songs we've done. But take your time with this. The nice thing about this, like on the Jellynote website, you can slow down the tempo. I'd recommend you do that, or get your own metronome and slow down the tempo yourself. Start off at a tempo that you can really comprehend. If you go too slow, sometimes you could lose the entire feel of the song. So maybe start off at 120, and if that's too fast, then bring it down to 100. But try to count out loud if you need to, or just try to get the feel the best you can, and then start speeding it up as you gain comfort, as you get more comfortable playing the song. Okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed this song, and don't forget to click on the Jellynote link so that you can download all of the tabs, chord sheets, chord charts, and sheet music that you need for almost any instrument out there. Okay, so don't forget to do that, and until next time, this is Mike Brandenstein from the Worship Bass Workshop recording for Jellynote, and I will see you next time.